Better late than never, okay? The Green Bay Packers, all right, they beat the Detroit Lions in Detroit on Thanksgiving Day 31-24. Holy smokes. Green Bay Packers were swept by the Detroit Lions last season, but this season the Green Bay Packers sweep them. So this game was definitely an entertaining game. It definitely went down to the wire. Jordan Love threw for 234 yards with 4 touchdowns. Holy smokes. Jared Goff had 256 yards with 2 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs ran 17 times for 83 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs was just limited to 68 yards on 20 carries. Holy smokes. Packers could stop the run. Jahmyr Gibbs usually gets over 100 yards, but the Packers were able to stop him. Dontavian Wicks caught the ball 6 times, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jameson Williams, the Packers apparently couldn't stop this guy. He had 144 yards on 7 receptions and 1 touchdown. Notable injuries of the game: St. Brown of the Lions got injured, and Devontae Wyatt of the Packers out for the season. Holy smokes, how did the Packers move forward without Devontae Wyatt on that defensive line? We're going to find out, I guess. But yeah, the Packers, they win this game, and the Lions still play the same way where they go for it on 4th down. I think that's what really hurt them. They went for it on 4th down, I believe, like they did it like 4 times and weren't able to get it at all. Let me see. Well, actually 2 times. So 2 times the Lions went for it on 4th down and didn't get it. Packers, on the other hand, went for it on 4th down 3 times, but were able to get through it. There is also talks of the controversy of the timeout call that Matt LaFleur called. There was a false start, and then the timeout called that was signaled like this. But the thing is, they use a headset, so maybe the Packers had maybe Matt LaFleur called the timeout over the microphone, over the headset to the referee before signaling the timeout. But there's a lot of controversy over that, saying and the Lions fans are not happy with that. I think that would have just pushed the Packers back 5 yards. I think the Packers would have gotten the touchdown, honestly. There was also the holding on Christian Watson on a key part of the game that was not called. If the defender is holding the guy's arm down before the ball is even thrown, I'm pretty sure that should have been a penalty. And, of course, our guy, Micah Parsons, was held quite a bit of that game. No flags there. He had 2.5 sacks, and the Packers had a total of 3 sacks in this game. So the Packers moving forward, teams are definitely different every week-to-week basis because of injuries and where you're playing and the weather conditions. They played inside of Detroit's dome, so weather wasn't too much of a factor in this game. But moving forward, the Green Bay Packers take on the Chicago Bears in Green Bay, and it's outside. But we'll see how that goes. A lot of people think the Chicago Bears are the real deal because they've beaten up the Eagles. But we'll see. I think the Packers are going to be much stronger as time goes on, even though they are without Devontae Wyatt. They're going to get Quay Walker back, Matthew Golden, Jaden Reed. And then you got Marshawn Lloyd, who's finally practicing. Lucas Van Ness is going to be out, but hopefully he can come back soon. I think the Packers have a great chance of beating the Bears. But I'll talk about that in another video. But that's all I got to say. Also, Brian Branch, the guy was playing dirty in this game again, and he got injured in the Cowgirls game. The Lions are very lucky to have beaten the Cowgirls. I guess they were on a hot streak because the Cowgirls beaten both Super Bowl teams, the teams that were in the Super Bowl last year, the Chiefs and the Eagles. But that's all I got to say. Hit that like, comment, and subscribe buttons, and go Pack Go all day.